So one of the things that I've found is having the sprinkler system put in before I had the trees, the bushes, the beds grown into a more cohesive plan. Many of the heads are behind trees now, especially as the trees have matured, and so I need to get those out from behind the trees. So I'm going to use some utility flags I bought a long time ago just to mark where those heads are now so I know where to go to dig them up and get a new location for them. One buried behind a pine tree here. Well, it shows how dry it is here without having those sprinklers going. It's already been such a dry spring. Look at that. That is dry. It's more than enough. That's in fact probably too deep, but that makes it a little easier once we get ready to go. Now we're going to make our trench to get over to where it currently is at. Let's see what we get here. All right, there we go. There. Okay. And we'll try to keep dirt from getting down in there, just because whatever's in there is going to get it going up through the tube and then off to the sprinkler head. So I'm going to put the elbow on now. There's a 3/4 male elbow for funny pipe. So it's got a 3/4 male thread, and it's got this 3/8 barbed connection for the funny pipe. This is called swing pipe. There we go. All right. So if I warm up the end, it expands it just a bit. So I'm going to use a heat gun. There we go. You can see how that heat softened that up. Now as it cools down, it'll make a nice seal. So we've got our trench. I make the trench ramp a bit so I can go up and try to make curves that are somewhat gentle. I want to make this trench ramp down a little bit. Pipes laying naturally in there. It's not too shallow, but it's not too deep either. And we've got a little ramp going down here. I'm going to cut it right about here, put our elbow in, and that'll be right about where we want our head. So I'm actually just going to put my finger where we want that, right about there. One of these is really handy, by the way. Cutting any kind of plastic tubing or pipe, this really just makes it short order of it. little easier when you're doing it this one, since you can twist it on. Go ahead and put our sprinkler head on. We'll get it where we need it to be and try to keep it nice and vertical. That's the beauty. If you start deep, you can always pull it up as long as you got enough flexibility in your pipe. I've got a lawn tractor and I don't really want to put too much pressure on these when I drive over them, so having it sub down a little bit helps. So this one, way behind this pine tree, I must have already put a length of swing pipe. I'm going to cut right here and then I'll splice in with that other piece, that joiner that we just put on. I want nice gentle bends, nothing that kinks the tubes or the pipe, and we'll go and cut that to length. Gee, you think it needs a little water? Almost looks like it's smoke. It's so dry. Over time, all this grass will meld in once we get some water on it, give it some nutrition. I'll probably come back with some fill dirt, maybe rake it in, smooth it out, do a little seeding if necessary, and you'll never know this was here. Punch a hole in the middle of this piece I took out where I wanted it originally, just to make room for the head. And we'll plop that on there. So with these rotary heads, this is a Hunter PGP rotary. Use this, it's got these little burrs, poke it through the plastic, turn it, it lets you pull up the head. See, there's a little arrow built into that. So you adjust the arrow to the right. Sounds terrible, like you're breaking it. All right, there. Yeah, that looks about right. Pushing this in through here, you find the keyed area. To increase, you go clockwise. To decrease, you go left. Yeah, maybe decrease it just a little bit more. I'm just trying to get a 90 degree. That's about right. Okay, so that's going there. And I really want it to be a little bit more like that, so I'm gonna turn it just a bit. So we got it all the way to the right. Push this in, turn it. I want to hold it in though, is the thing. You're fighting that spring too, so. That should be good. All right, let's go put on the water.